Hey travelers, welcome back to the channel. If medieval towns, magical castles, beer that flows like water, and landscapes straight out of a fantasy novel sound like your thing, then you're in for a treat. Today, we're headed to a country that's often overlooked but packs a punch when it comes to charm, history, and straight-up fairy tale vibes. Say, ahoj, to the Czech Republic. So grab your walking shoes, an appetite for goulash, and maybe a good camera. Because these top 10 must-visit places in the Czech Republic are going to leave you dreaming in cobblestone. Let's start where every great Czech adventure should begin. Prague. The city doesn't just look like it came out of a fairy tale, it basically is one. With its Gothic spires, Baroque domes, and that iconic Charles Bridge stretching across the Vltava River, Prague will charm your socks off. Wander through Old Town Square, time your visit to watch the astronomical clock dance on the hour, and definitely climb up to Prague Castle for sweeping views of the city. Best time to visit? Spring. From April to May or early fall in September when the weather is mild and the crowds are lighter. Fun fact, the astronomical clock is over 600 years old and still ticking. It's the third oldest in the world and the oldest one still working. Treat. Now, if Prague is the bold headline, then Český Krumlov is the fine print that steals your heart. This little town in South Bohemia is like stepping into a medieval snow globe. Picture winding lanes, riverside cafes, and a massive 13th century castle that overlooks the town. It's romantic, quiet, and the kind of place you visit for a day but dream about forever. Best visited in summer when the river's perfect for kayaking or early December for dreamy holiday lights. Fun fact, the castle has a bear moat. Yep, bears actually live in the castle's moat. Medieval security system, anyone? Ready for something off the typical tourist trail? Head to Kutna Hora, a Gothic gem and home to one of the most hauntingly beautiful places in Europe, the Sedlec Ossuary, aka the Bone Church. Decorated with the bones of over 40,000 people, it's equal parts eerie and awe-inspiring. But beyond the bones, this town's historic silver mines once rivaled Prague in wealth and influence. Spring or fall are best to explore the town without the crowds. Fun fact, there's a chandelier inside the bone church made entirely of human bones. Creepy? Yes. Fascinating? Also yes. Next stop, Karlovy Vary, the spa town of royals. Think pastel-colored buildings, grand colonnades, hot springs, and elegant promenades where you can sip mineral water from quirky little spa cups. Treat yourself to a spa day, or hike through the forest trails that surround the town. Best time? Fall, when the town glows with golden leaves and crisp air. Fun fact, James Bond fans, part of Casino Royale was filmed here. Told you it was fancy. Feeling medieval again? Then Telč is your next stop. This tiny town is famous for its perfectly preserved Renaissance square that looks like a pastel painting come to life. The colorful facades and sleepy pace make it the perfect place to slow down and pretend you live in a storybook. Visit in late spring for blooming gardens and fewer tourists. Fun fact, the entire town center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the Czech Republic's best-kept secrets. Now, let's get a little outdoorsy. Welcome to Bohemian Switzerland National Park. Yes, it's in the Czech Republic, and no, there are no Swiss involved. It's one of the country's most breathtaking natural areas, home to massive sandstone arches, lush forests, and winding trails. Visit in the early summer or fall for the best hiking weather and gorgeous views. Fun fact, the sandstone arch you'll hike to, Pravčica Brna, is the largest natural stone bridge in Europe and was featured in the Chronicles of Narnia. Let's swing by Olomouc, the student town that's like Prague's cooler little cousin, minus the tourists. It's got stunning Baroque fountains, a quirky astronomical clock of its own, and seriously good food. Plus, it's one of the best places to experience Czech culture without the crowds. Olomouc is great year-round, but especially lively during university semesters in spring and fall. Fun fact, Olomouc's Holy Trinity Column is one of the tallest Baroque monuments in Central Europe, and it's also UNESCO listed. Next up, Pilsen, the birthplace of the original Pilsner lager. If you love beer or just want to learn how it's made, you have to visit the Pilsner Urquell Brewery. Even if you're not a beer drinker, the city's lively squares, underground tunnels, and art scene are well worth exploring. Visit it in late September during the Pilsner Fest. Fun fact, the very first golden lager was brewed here in 1842, and it changed beer forever. If castles are your thing, then Karlstein Castle will blow you away. Just a short trip from Prague, this hilltop fortress built by Emperor Charles IV looks like it's straight out of a Disney movie. Inside, you'll find royal chambers, chapels, and even the room where the crown jewels were once hidden. Spring and autumn are ideal for visiting Karlstein Castle. Fewer crowds and stunning forest backdrops. Fun fact, the castle was built in 1348 and was considered so sacred that women weren't allowed in its most important chapel for centuries. And finally, we end our Czech adventure at Brno, the country's second largest city and its under-the-radar cool kid. With a buzzing cafe culture, modern architecture, quirky bars, and a famous underground ossuary, Brno's vibe is part laid-back and part edgy. Don't miss the Spielberg Castle or the functionalist Villa Tugendhat, an architectural icon. Best time to visit is summer when outdoor festivals take over the city squares. Fun fact, the Brno astronomical clock looks like, well, let's just say it's a conversation starter. Locals have a love-hate relationship with it, and once you see it, you'll understand why. And there you have it. 10 unforgettable places that prove the Czech Republic is way more than just Prague. From ancient castles and spa towns to national parks and beer legends, this little country in the heart of Europe is bursting with surprises and stories waiting to be discovered. So, which place is at the top of your Czech wish list? Let me know in the comments. And if you liked this adventure, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more travel content, and hit that bell so you never miss a journey. And remember, life's too short to stay in one place. See you on the next adventure. Thank you for watching.